So the Outbreak event is a new limited time zombie themed event in Season 2, which brings with it some cool new bundles, including a free one, and the main part of this event is that it spans across Warzone and Outbreak with a bunch of challenges. Outbreak is the new open world zombies mode based on multiplayer maps, and obviously you have to have Cold War for this. So in today's video we'll discuss how to complete the Outbreak event in Cold War and Warzone to unlock all 18 rewards plus the 2 bonus blueprints, which are the Grey Matter blueprint for the LW3 Tundra sniper, and you get this for completing the 9 Outbreak challenges. There's also the Teal Drop 1911 blueprint for completing the 9 Warzone challenges. So I'm going to quickly explain the challenges for the Outbreak event, give the best class setup and game modes for this, and then lots of quick tips to help you get the challenge done much faster. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video so you don't miss out on any important tips, as I'm going to be showing you how to complete this Outbreak event to get the 20 Warzone and Outbreak rewards as fast as possible. Very quickly before we get into the video, I'm also doing a COD Points Giveaway for the Season 2 Battle Pass. If you're interested in the giveaway, I'll have a card for that on screen and a link in the description for the rules. Without further ado, let's get into how to complete these challenges in this new event. You'll know when you've unlocked the reward for a particular challenge because a red banner will pop up on screen saying that you've completed it, and that way you know that you don't have to focus on it anymore, you can go on to the next one. So let's first talk about the 9 Warzone challenges, the tips for that, and then we're going to go on to the Outbreak ones as well. Obviously for these challenges, the game mode you need to play is normal Warzone, like the Battle Royale game, for one challenge, and then the other 8 can or should ideally be done in Plunder. But if you're struggling technically, you could do them all in normal BR, it'll just be a lot harder. So do that first challenge in Warzone, and then the rest do it in Plunder. Let's go through the challenges / rewards, and then we're going to talk about the best ones to go for and the tips. So you get the aim for the head calling card, which is where in Warzone you need to kill 10 zombies with headshots. You've also got the cleaning supplies charm, where you need to eliminate 20 zombies. You've got the stranger mission emblem, where you need to use lethal equipment to kill 8 zombies. You've got the skull survivor emblem, where you need to use vehicles to kill 3 zombies. There's also the heads blazing sticker, in which you need to eliminate 5 zombies in a match 3 times. You've also got the shotgun eliminations calling card, where you use shotguns to obviously kill 8 zombies. After this you've got the 1-2 punch calling card, where you need to rapidly kill 2 or more zombies 2 times. We've then got the immolation emblem, where you need to use pistols to eliminate 8 zombies. And then finally we've got the quick elimination calling card, where you need to eliminate 8 zombies before the first circle closes. So we're going to quickly go over the class setup and then the best challenges go for and in what order. I would recommend putting on for the primary a shotgun such as the R90. The reason why I did this one is because it was fully leveled up and it had Dragon's Breath rounds on it, which does fire damage, so it's great for killing enemy Warzone players and zombies. But obviously if you've got another good shotgun that you're good with, obviously just use that. But I definitely recommend using the shotgun because that's one of the weapon challenges you need to do towards these zombie kills. You can obviously put on whatever attachments you want, and obviously this will vary depending on what weapon you've got, but I put on the choke for the muzzle, the forged tack sentry barrel, the tack laser, the stipple grip tape, and then Dragon's Breath rounds for the ammunition, because this, like I said, does fire damage. It's really powerful against the enemies in Warzone. It's just easier for taking enemies down if they're trying to attack you while you're trying to do the challenge. If you've got this weapon unlocked with Dragon's Breath, then definitely use that or another Dragon's Breath weapon. If not, just go for whatever shotgun you want. For the secondary, you should ideally put on a pistol because that's the other weapon challenge you need to do for Warzone, so you might as well put both those weapons together in the class. I just went for the .50 GS pistol from Modern Warfare. This is because it does high damage and it was one that was leveled up with attachments, but you can put on whatever pistol you've got. If you've got another one that's leveled up which is good, just go for that. For the perks, I put on Scavenger in perk 1 to avoid you running out of ammo. You could also put on EOD to reduce the lethal equipment damage. In the second perk I put on Restock, so your equipment recharges over about 25 seconds, so you can keep replenishing lethal equipment, which is obviously one of the challenges where you need to get lethal kills. And then finally in perk 3 we've got the Shrapnel perk, which gives you 2 pieces of lethal equipment rather than just 1, so again this helps you to do that challenge faster. So that's the perks. What about the equipment? Well, I'd recommend putting on lethal such as C4, and then I'd put on the stim shot or the heartbeat sensor. Then for the field upgrade you can either put on the munitions box, where you can replenish ammo or equipment. You could also put on stopping power, where the bullets do more damage, or you could even put on tack insertion, where you can choose where you want to respawn, like at the shipwreck where this event's going on, because that's the only place the zombies spawn, because you don't want to be spawning across the other side of the map and having to travel across. Now the good thing is once you do specific challenges you can then swap your field upgrade when you're in Plunder. So what order should you do these challenges in? Well, the 3 Warzone challenges that are fairly easy to complete or you'll probably unlock naturally when going for the other challenges are the eliminate 20 zombies challenge, the eliminate 5 zombies in a single match and do that 3 times challenge, and also the rapidly kill 2 or more zombies 2 times challenge. Those you'll probably get quite easily when going for the other challenges, so don't worry about them, and if you need to come back to them at the end once you've done the other 6 you can then do so, but you'll probably have unlocked them all. So the first challenge you guys need to attempt is the eliminate 8 zombies before the first circle closes. Now the reason why I'd recommend doing this one first is because it's the only one you have to do in normal Warzone. Going for this may help towards other challenges such as getting 5 zombie kills in a match 3 times or 2 rapid zombie kills twice, stuff like that. Now there won't be anywhere near as many players players in regular BR as there are in Warzone going for this shipwreck area of the map. However, if it gets too crowded, try hiding to let some enemies pick each other off first. You can also try and get full armor, reload and stuff like that to be ready for a gunfight when you go into this mode. There's unlimited zombies in the shipwreck, so don't worry about running out. You just need to focus on killing 8 zombies before the first circle closes, and you want to try and get here as soon as you spawn into the map. So try and go to that area first, but like I say, if it's quite hectic, pull back a little bit, let some people kill each other off first, and then you can focus on the challenge. Now, to trigger the zombies to actually spawn, they won't automatically spawn. What you need to do is you need to go to the computer terminal at the back of the ship in the room on the right hand side catwalk. If you go in there, go to the terminal, hold square or X to interact with it, it will cause 40 zombies to spawn. Killing all these zombies drops a key card which allows you to open a special loot chest in a nearby room of the ship. It's not essential for this challenge, but it can help with surviving because you get lots of good loot. But don't worry about that particularly because we're just focusing on the zombie kills. So this terminal can be used an infinite number of times, like I say, to keep spawning zombies into the map in waves of 40. It might be worth using the pistol you spawn in with in Warzone to overlap with the pistol challenge. That way, the pistol you spawn with, if you start getting kills with that will get you the kills in Warzone before the first circle closes, but it also gets you the pistol kills, and that way you could technically do them both in one go if you just had a pistol. So after you've done that, the rest of the challenges can be done in plunder. So the ones I'd recommend going for next are the kill 10 zombies with headshots and eliminate 8 zombies with pistols. So if you've already not done so already, you'll want to go for zombie headshots while also getting the pistol kills against the zombies. So actually, I'd recommend when you're in the normal Warzone BR mode, go for the pistol kills before the circle close, and headshots as well. And if you haven't finished that by the time you've done the first challenge, then clean it up with this next challenge. So obviously you need to get 10 headshots on the zombies and then 8 pistol kills, and hopefully you would have pretty much done that in the first challenge. If not, you can do it now. If it's too hectic, hide somewhere, for example on top of the room with the terminal, or under the catwalk by the barrels, or under the stairs until some people have been temporarily killed off. If it's plunder, obviously they'll keep coming back, but if you wait for a few people to die and then run up and do what you need to do, activate the terminal, or wait for someone else to activate it and then go and kill the zombies, you should be okay. And then once you've gotten the pistol kills, move on to the 8 zombie shotgun kills, and obviously if you need any more zombie headshots, get them while going for the shotgun kills. So at this point you should then have the shotgun kills, the pistol kills, the headshots, and obviously the Warzone kills before the circle closes. So you should have a lot of them done already at this point. Now you need to switch to getting kills with the lethal equipment, so try to bunch up zombies to get more than one kill with each C4. You can train zombies if you needed to kind of get them into a group. You then spawn with 2 pieces of C4 because we've got that perk on, and you can recharge your equipment one at a time. Plus, if you have the munitions box field upgrade, or you find a munitions box on the ground, you can use it to replenish lethal equipment even faster, so keep using that to get more C4. If you run out and you're waiting for them more to recharge, have a look around to see if you can pick up any other lethal equipment, for example like frags, molotovs from either dead bodies or loot chests and stuff like that, because these obviously will count too. So it doesn't just have to be what you spawn with, you can find other ones as well, and they're fairly easy to find frag grenades and stuff like that. Then you need to use vehicles to eliminate 3 zombies, so you need to find a vehicle near the shipwreck. This can be any, but ideally the SUV or the tactical rover, so that the vehicle is wider so it's more likely to hit the zombies. Then wait until the zombies spawn, or bring the car nearby and go and activate the terminal, and then drive into the rear end of the shipwreck to run over 3 zombies. Obviously be aware enemies in the area may have lethal equipment on them like C4, so if you can find a trophy system, place it on the vehicle so they don't blow you up. Now at this point, if you do all that, you'll then have all 9 Warzone challenges done. You then get the bonus blueprint, and you can now move on to Outbreak. So the challenges or rewards for Outbreak are the gas mask charm, which you get by successfully exfilling 3 times in Outbreak. You can then get the Amigo sticker for eliminating 250 zombies, the Dark Ether accessory, which is a watch, by eliminating 10 elites, the Grasp for Power sticker in Outbreak by opening 25 chests, the Pure Anguish charm by completing 3 world events, so that's the launching dragons or hunting hordes or opening golden chests. You've then also got the On the Move calling card, where you need to warp 10 times. You've got the Special Eliminations calling card, where you need to eliminate 3 special zombies. We've then got the Not the Last emblem, where you need to use vehicles to eliminate 100 zombies, and then finally we've got the Stitched Together charm, where you need to complete 10 objectives. So in terms of what order to do these challenges in, 4 of these Outbreak challenges are fairly easy to complete, and you'll probably unlock them naturally when going for other challenges. So the first one is the eliminate 250 zombies. This will come very easily. You've then also got the warp 10 times. This kind of has to be done to teleport from one map to the other, so you need to complete an objective on the map first. After you do the objective, go to the anomaly, which will identify where the beacon is found on the map, then go up to the beacon and hold square or X on it to interact with it. It gives you the choice to either exfil or warp. So obviously you want to click warp, and just make sure to pack a punch your weapons, buy ammo, upgrade weapon damage and armor, and buy perks you need to and stuff like that to prepare for the next region, which will be harder than the last. So like I say, those two will come easily. We've also got the eliminate 3 special zombies. This should be very easy because there'll be tons of special zombies on each map or each region, and you can easily get this done in one game in a matter of minutes probably. You'll know that a zombie is a special zombie because it's denoted by a skull on the map. The enemies that count for this are the manglers, the mimics and the tempests. So the manglers are like the kind of robots, the mimics are quite obvious, and the tempests look like electric ghosts kind of. They should be easy to take down, but just to make sure you have a bit more of an advantage, ideally it's good to pack a punch your weapons where possible, upgrade the damage to kill them easier, stuff like that. And also aim for the head with the mimics and manglers to do more damage to them so they can die faster. Obviously don't forget you can also use the Ring of Fire field upgrade to kill them if you need to, but I kind of doubt you'll need to, especially on the earlier levels. The final kind of main one which you can do without really going for it is the complete 10 objectives. Again, this is very easy as you have to complete an objective to get to the next map/region. There's 5 main objectives, and these are the eliminate objective where you need to kill an elite enemy. This will come in handy for later, so we'll talk about that. But this is where an HTV will spawn and it will follow you around, and if you injure it to remove 1/3 of its health, it will then cause it to become immune, and then it catapults to another area of the map. You then follow it over there and then you injure it some more until a third of its health is gone. It will then become immune and it will catapult again, and then injuring it a final time will deplete its health completely and it will kill it, and therefore that counts as an elite kill, which is one of the challenges later on. So that's an important objective, so don't forget about that. Next we've got the escort objective where you need to follow a rover around as it searches for a dimensional portal into the dark ether. If you escort it to the first anomaly, it will then get rejected and flung to another area of the map. This will happen again, and then the third time it should be successful and successfully teleport. The third objective type is retrieve, and this is where you need to extract Ethereum crystal canisters and load them into an ICBM type missile. So you need to interact with the missile first, then go to find 2 canisters. So for the first one, go to the machine, hold square or X on it and wait for a few seconds for the canister to appear and get ready. You then pick up the canister and return to the missile, but beware that holding the canister prevents you from running and it obscures your peripheral vision. You're vulnerable to large hordes of zombies, so clear them out as quickly as possible and be quick as you only have 4 minutes to do this. Also bear in mind that you can also drop the canister if you get stuck. So bring that back to the missile, then go to the second canister, do the same again, bring it back to the missile, and then it will be launched, and that's the objective done. The fourth type of objective is defend, and this is where you need to collect a zombie head sample. You then put it in a machine and you protect it as it collects or uploads data about the dark ether to the Requiem base. So a swarm of zombies will approach you from all directions. Make sure you've got a good loadout, upgraded weapons if possible, plenty of ammo, tactical equipment to aid you and stuff like that. Stop the zombies from attacking the machine and kill hounds before they get close, otherwise they do gas or fire damage which can easily harm you. The final one is hold out, and this is more like traditional zombies where you have to survive the dark ether in a room bordered with windows until the time expires. It's about 4 minutes, so you need to keep the windows boarded as much as possible so less zombies can get in. Keep your ammo topped up, kill special zombies like mimics before they get near the building, as you don't want them to enter the room because that can be quite troublesome. And if you have too many zombies that get in, try and train them around the room rather than getting stuck. So those are the 5 objective types, and you'll be given one on each region or each map randomly, so you can't choose which one you get one randomly, and you just got to do it, and doing that will then allow you to find the beacon and either warp or exfil. And obviously, like I say, if you do 10 objectives, you'll get this challenge done, so you'll do this fairly easy just by playing normally. Now obviously you want to go for those 4 kind of in the background, but not worry about them too much. You'll probably get them naturally, but try and go for them where possible. The hardest challenge in Outbreak is probably to eliminate 10 elite zombies, so go for this challenge next and as soon as possible and work through it slowly with each game rather than leaving it to the end and then having to go for 10 elites because that can be more difficult. So while special zombies are denoted by a skull on the minimap, elite zombies are represented by the same skull but with a red downward facing triangle behind the skull, and that's how to tell the difference between a special zombie and an elite zombie. So the elite zombies are the Megaton, which are those big green ones that when killed it becomes immune, and then it splits into the Megaton Bomber and the Megaton Blaster, so 2 green zombies that are smaller and thinner. This still all only counts as 1 elite, unfortunately. You've then got the Apex HVT, which is a zombie you need to kill during the eliminate objective that we talked about earlier. It's kind of a slightly more OP mangler basically. You've got to shoot it 3 times in the objective and then kill it. And then we've also got the Kranzi Soldats, and these are like in mech suits that can fly around the map, and they can literally land right next to you and spray you with fire. So be careful with these, they can be very annoying, they're very fast, very intimidating. So ideally the other 2 are easier, but obviously sometimes you'll come across those Kranzi Soldats and you just need to take them out. I've got some tips for that later on though, so don't worry if you're kind of struggling with that. So those are which zombies counts as the elite zombies. The ones that don't count as elite zombies are the mimics, the manglers, the tempests, and anything else like plague hounds or hellhounds, stuff like that. Those don't count, only the 3 I mentioned above count as elites. So I kind of originally found this really difficult, this challenge, because I thought, well, I can barely see any elites on the map, it's really, really difficult, but actually it's a lot easier than you might think. I'll probably have a separate guide on this, and if you want a more detailed guide on how to take down elites and find them, I'll have a card for that on screen and a link in the description probably if I get around to that. But what you want to do basically to find and kill the elites as fast as possible is basically there's a number of different ways you can find them. So first of all, there's a small chance you can find them around the map randomly or after you complete an objective. It's not very common though, so you can't really be relying on this too much. If you're playing and it comes up, great, but don't rely on it too much because it's unlikely to happen that often. So one of the other ways is that you have the objective where you have to eliminate the elite enemy. There's a 1 in 5 chance that this objective will show up on the map. It's random when you get it and how often you get it, but just look out for it and do it as soon as possible when you can, when it comes up. But there's other ways as well which show up on pretty much every map, and you need to be looking out for these because if you avoid them, they're very easy to avoid and miss, and then you can't do them. But on every map there will be certain world events, and that's another challenge we'll talk about later on. But several of the world events can be helpful. There's normally one in most regions, like I say. Look out for these on every map. So there's 2 types of world events that are important, the horde hunting and also the opening the golden chest. We'll talk about the golden chest later, but let's focus on the horde hunting first because it's easier, it's quicker, and it's probably the one I'd prefer to go for. So look out for these on the map. They can be easy to miss as they're not the main objective, so they're more around the edge of the map rather than the central or a certain part of the map that's focused on the main objective. This is somewhere else around the edge of the map. You want to look out for a little icon with several skulls together on the map, and this is where you need to go. So when you go to that location, you need to hold square or X, buy a dead body of a Requiem member to play a recorded message. So you need to hunt down this horde of zombies. Once that message plays, you'll then see a kind of cloud storm in the sky, and several blue beams of light will come down somewhere not too far away. If you don't know where that is, look on your map, because basically that skull icon that you found earlier will have moved to a short distance away, and that will tell you where the horde of zombies is. So obviously you want to go up to that horde. Within the horde there will be sort of normal zombies, hounds, elites, stuff like that, possibly even some specials as well. The elite zombie within that horde is either a megaton normally or a Kranzi soldat. It can be one of those. You want to be especially careful with the soldats, like I say, because they can fly about and then they can drop right next to you or on you and then start spraying you with fire. So be really, really careful. One of the best ways is obviously with vehicles to get away from them, but also if you're on a slope, if let's say you're at the top of the hill, if you can find a distant height to jump off, you can then start parachuting and then they can't get you as easily. So for example, if you were at the top of the hill on the snowy map and you found a ledge to jump off that was high enough, you can then start parachuting and go all the way down to the bottom. The pansy soldat will then not directly follow you, you'll have to kind of get near them again, or it will take a while for them to get to you. So stuff like that can be helpful to get away from them because they are particularly lethal, especially on the earlier levels when you haven't got everything leveled up. So ideally you need to have a pack-punched weapon, level up the damage, upgrade it if you can, get some perks. This isn't essential, but it's kind of a lot easier. And if you're struggling to kill the elite zombies or the normal zombies, just equip the Ring of Fire field upgrade before the match starts and then use this in the match. It increases the amount of damage dealt to the zombies when you're standing within the ring, and obviously it kills them super fast. And if you upgrade the Ring of Fire even more, it will actually block projectiles from the zombies. So for example, the green goo that's spat at you by the megaton bombers and blasters, that will get blocked by this Ring of Fire. Obviously just bear in mind the zombies can still walk into this ring and hit you, but in terms of anything they throw at you, if you upgrade it enough, they can't hit you with anything from a distance. So obviously Ring of Fire is really, really good. Get the elite's health down as low as you can. Use the Ring of Fire if you're struggling, but only if you're struggling, because otherwise you can use it elsewhere. Kill them, and then that's that done. You've also got, like I said, the Open the Golden Chest world event, and this can sometimes also spawn a Kranzi soldat. I don't know if anything else can spawn, but definitely a Kranzi soldat can, but it's not always guaranteed, and it's kind of much harder event, I think, than the Horde event. So definitely think before you decide to go ahead and activate this event, because I feel like the Golden Chest one is a lot more difficult. I'll talk more about that Open the Golden Chest world event later, because that's important for another challenge, but just bear in mind that you can do either of those to get elites, although the best sort of side challenge slash world event is probably the Hunting the Horde one, which you can normally find one on every map or every other map, so it's not that uncommon. Now be aware that you must be doing some damage to the elite for it to count as you actually killing the elite, not just your teammates doing the damage, and you also must be alive during this too. So if you die, and I think if you go down as well during the killing of the elite, it probably won't count. I found that several times, and I know other people have too. It might work for you, but it probably won't. So stay alive while you're killing the elites if you can. Do everything in your power to stay alive, otherwise it won't count and it'll take longer. I think, like I say, the elites is the most difficult part of the challenge, so getting this right is better, because then you can focus on the other easier stuff. So you should easily get a few elite kills within the first few levels of the game if you follow these tips, and you know, at the high level you're more likely to find elites, but if you're struggling to find them, because sometimes in the early mid to later levels there's not as many show up to start off with, but also if you're stuck on an objective that doesn't involve killing elites, so for example if it said retrieve the the Ethereum and you have to carry those slow canisters around with you to get to the next level, to get to the next region, if you're probably going to die doing that, there's no point you doing that. So if you think you're going to struggle to get past that objective and there's no elites or no side objectives you can do on this map, it's probably worth quitting the match and starting again, but I think it's probably worth aiming for at least 3 elite kills per game. Now, I'm not a great zombies player by any means, I'm probably quite a noob to be honest with you, and once I figured out this strategy, I was sort of going for the first 2, possibly 3 levels, getting these side missions done and the elite objectives and so on, and then if I could carry on I could. Otherwise, if it was getting too hard and the objective was not really lining up with getting elites, I then just quit and started again, and it was actually easier doing that than staying on, struggling to finish it, and so on. But it just depends on you. If you can think you can get to the next level, it's easier and probably more efficient, but if it's going to take a while or you're struggling, definitely just quit and start again. And you should either sometimes get an elite start off with as the first objective, otherwise you can go for those side missions and those will get you elites as well, like I say. So try to complete the other Outbreak challenges for this event alongside hunting elites, so getting specials, the other challenges we'll talk about in a minute, like the world events, opening chests, stuff like that as well. But obviously the elites is the main thing you need to focus on because they're much more difficult to come by. Once you do those, while you're trying to focus on the other challenges as well, you can then just focus on the other stuff. So the next best one probably to go for is complete 3 world events, but if you're going for these elites, you probably will have gone for the 3 world events already. I made the mistake of doing it the other way around, where I did the world events and then went for elites, and that was just stupid because I was only doing the dragon world events and I didn't realise the other 2 would get you elite kills. These world events are found in every region or on every level. They should be, like I say, they're around the edge of the map and they're easy to miss if you're not looking out for them. The 3 world events, like I say, are the launching dragons. You find that as like a dragon icon on the map. You've also got the hunt hordes one, which you talked about earlier, and you find them as several skulls together on the map, like a pile of skulls. And then you finally got the open golden chests world event, which is kind of like a crate with a lightning bolt on it. Again, this icon is on the map as well somewhere, so one of those will be pretty much on every region, possibly more than one as well, so look out for those icons as those are world events, and doing 3 of them will get this challenge complete. But like I say, if you go for the elites, you'll probably need to do these events anyway, so it will get it done fairly naturally. So how to do the launch dragons one? Well, what you need to do is hold square or X to interact with the rocket which is attached to this dragon head. So you go up to it, it's fairly obvious, you can't miss it, it's really big. Go up to it, interact with it, the dragon head will then pop out, it will then spawn a ring of fire and loads of zombies will spawn or run at you. You then need to stay in the circle to get the kills, but you can obviously temporarily stand outside the circle if you need to. So for example, if it's too crowded and you need to regain some health, then you can, but you can only get the kills within the circle for it to count, and once you've gotten enough of them, the dragon will be full from eating the zombies and the rocket will be launched into the sky, and that's the world event done. The second one is the hunt horde, like I said before, where you can listen to an audio cue by a dead body. A horde of zombies then spawn somewhere down from the sky, including hounds, elites, stuff like that, and then you need to kill that horde, and that's the event done. Now I think the dragon one's the easiest, or the horde one's a little bit harder, and then I find the hardest one is the open golden chests. And what you need to do is you need to approach this kind of locked golden chest. It's really shiny gold, so it looks nice. You can't really miss it if you're near the area because it's quite obvious. When you go up to the chest, it will say confront the dark ether to prove you are worthy. You then need to hold square or X to interact with it, which causes loads of enemies to spawn, so lots of normal zombies, special zombies, mimics, manglers and tempests, stuff like that. And then also sometimes you get elites as well, like the Kranzi Soldat, like I said. This event can be very challenging, so make sure you've upgraded your weapons, you've got perks, full ammo before you're attempting, and then also use your field upgrade like the Ring of Fire if or where possible. So if you're finding it's too difficult, pop the Ring of Fire and then you can use that. Once you've killed all the zombies, the chest can be opened and you can get lots of rewards like perks, weapons, salvage, replenish field upgrade, meter and stuff like that. So it's a really good challenge, but obviously it's much more difficult. Now like I said, there should be at least one event in each region, so this technically can be done within the first 3 levels of the game in Outbreak. So it's really not too difficult. If you struggle with like the chest one, just focus on the easier ones like the dragons and the hordes and stuff like that. Okay, so next I recommend going for the open 25 chests and the kill 100 zombies with vehicles challenge. Again, you should be going for these alongside the other challenges because it's kind of easy to do lots at once. So every time you see a chest, open it and so on. But if you haven't already done it, now's probably the good time to do these. You need to try and do both of these as soon as possible with other challenges, like I say. So let's start off with the 100 zombie kills with vehicles challenge. So what you need to do is obviously find the vehicles. So on the Alpine map, there's snowmobiles. On the Ruka map, there's trucks. And on the Golova map, there's cars. So find those vehicles. There's different types on each map, like I say. And then once you get in the vehicle, you need to try and drive towards larger crowds of zombies so you can get more in one go. You want to try and avoid certain zombies like hellhounds or plague hounds, maybe even the big ones like mimics and manglers and stuff like that. The hounds, because their explosions do a lot of damage to the vehicle, if you stay near the explosion after you kill a hellhound, that can actually set the car on fire, and then that will very quickly do damage and it will probably explode. So stay away from the hounds rounds ideally if you can, and any of the bigger zombies that can do more damage to the car. It's up to you guys though which ones you do. Obviously they all count as kills, but if you go for certain ones that will cause more damage, you then obviously can't get as many kills with the vehicle. Now when the vehicle takes a lot of damage, it will set on fire, so you'll need to get out before it explodes and injures you obviously. So just do the best you can with the vehicles. 100 kills isn't that much. You'll probably play quite a few games, so hop in the vehicle when you can at the start of the match, get some kills, and then focus on the other objectives. So kind of do this bit by bit, or you can do it at the end in one go. It's up to you guys, but it shouldn't take too long to do that. The second to last challenge we've got is the open 25 chests. So chests are obviously found all over the map in every region. They're mainly found inside houses or in buildings, but they can also be found on roofs and outside and other places as well. So you'll know when you're near a chest because you can hear like a very unique sound. It's like 3 beeps plus a girl's laughter, which gets louder as you get closer to the chest. So it's similar to kind of the humming noise made by the chest in Warzone. This is a different noise. But it's sort of, you can very easily tell where it is, and obviously the closer you get, the louder it is to help you find it. You obviously need to check every building to find them as soon as possible, so just go building to building, it won't take you long to find these at all. So the final challenge you need to do is successfully exfil 3 times. Now if you haven't exfilled already at this point, you obviously just need to do it 3 times. On every map or in every region you need to complete the main objective, you then interact with the anomaly to spawn the beacon, then go to the beacon and interact with it, and then like I said earlier, once you do that with the beacon you can either warp as mentioned earlier, so you can teleport to another region, or you can exfil. Obviously for this challenge you need to press exfil and then head to the exfil point. Now I would recommend for some of the easier challenges, so for example if you'd got to a point in one of the earlier games where you think I can't do this anymore, I just want to quit, it might be easier to just finish that objective and then exfil if you want to quit the game rather than just quitting, because that way you're kind of getting this done in one go. So try and do this where you can, but obviously you kind of want to stay in the match for longer to get the other challenges done. So when you feel like there's a point where you probably can't carry on, it might be worth trying to just quit by exfilling, and that finishes the game. If not, you can just get these 3 exfils done now. Once you click on the exfil button and then head to the exfil point, a chopper will be waiting for you and you need to reach the landing zone within the time given. You also need to clear the area of zombies within the time so that the helicopter can actually land and pick you up. It will tell you how many enemy zombies you have left to kill, and again it's probably worth upgrading weapons, buying perks, using Ring of Fire or another field upgrade, stuff like that to help protect you. Get all the zombies killed and then the chopper can land and then you can exfil. Do that 3 times on Outbreak and then you'll have that challenge done. So then at this point you have the Outbreak challenges done. So when you complete the Outbreak and Warzone challenges, you'll get the bonus blueprints for both the 1911 pistol and the LW3 Tundra sniper. So don't forget to also collect your free Outbreak bundle before the event ends. I think at that point it will go away. I hope you found this guide useful. If there are any challenges you're struggling with, feel free to leave any questions or comments down below so other people can help you out. I may even be able to do a video if lots of people are struggling with the same thing. And if you have any extra advice for a particular challenge that you found useful, we'd all really appreciate your input, and if you want to leave that down below, any advice you've got, then let us know. But make sure to check out any of my other guides for season 2, including unlocking new weapons, leveling up guns fast, best class setups, completing the battle pass quickly, and camo guides. Obviously if you want to check out any of those videos, there's cards for those on screen, links in the description, and then a whole host of videos on my channel. Also don't miss out on entering the COD Points Giveaway for the season 2 battle pass. There'll be details for that, as I said, in the description. If you found the video useful, be sure to give it a like rating, as it really helps me out and it helps other people find the video so they can get the challenges done too. Feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on by clicking the bell icon to stay up to date with all my latest challenge guide videos for Cold War and Warzone. Thank you all so much for watching, hope you found it useful, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.